Max Donnelly, welcome to the Bray Ethan podcast. It's been a while, but thanks to our friends at Pegs, episode 154. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure to have you in. Off a win.
Yeah.
How does it feel to get the round one win against the co-tenants of Subiaco?
Yes, very good. Haven't been Subi in a while, and the boys were excited to do so, and we thought we had a chance, and we pulled it off. So,
yep, nice.
feeling
The
good.
City of Vincent Cup, if you like. But yeah, I heard your coach after the game, Jeff Abbott, said that this happened last year where you guys won the first game and then fell off.
Yep.
So how determined are you to not let that repeat itself, especially as the captain?
Yes, so incredibly. As I said, we had a bit of a chat after. Good to keep our heads up in modesty, but we won last year against South Freo round one and then dropped off a little bit every week after that. So we're trying not to replicate that. And it'll be a tough ask for Swannies tomorrow, but we know what we got to do. We can't go in expecting anything.
What do you put down last year down to? I know it's probably hard looking back, but
it was. I mean, I was only there for 7 weeks out of however many games, and I missed out on a lot of stuff. And there was moments where the boys looked really good. I spent a lot of time watching with PSA and stuff on. I'm not sure what it was. I think we lacked a bit of respect for oppositions at time. Like training sessions, we'd be going in just a bit mucking around sort of thing, and probably let us down against some real good sides that we didn't really give them the respect that they deserved. And there was times where they really showed that to us and embarrassed us, to be honest.
Now, tell us about your pathway from the Southwest Academy through to obviously East Perth today. And you also ended up at Hale, which is unusual because most East Perth guys end up at Trinity.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't have gone to Trinity as a boarder, which is, I was very lucky to be sent to...
They don't do borders?
They don't do them. Nah,
really?
That's what they're missing out on, actually. They'd be... that's what we tell them.
That's actually news to me. I actually never knew that.
Yeah. So, did my futures with Southwest, 15s and futures, and, enjoyed that. Went up to Boynup, which is inland of Bunbury, so it was a bit of a drive for me from Busso, but... really enjoyed that. Met some great people. I remember that team. That future team was elite. Like we had 7 boys go to the 16s that year. Some big names in there. And then my parents always. It was kind of a punishment, like a overhanging sort of thing that they'd send me to a boarding school if I was, not doing the right thing back home, mucking around at school, not getting the right grades and stuff. And I was always against it at first. Never really wanted to head to the city. And then, year 10, term 2, Dad sent me up. He sent me in term 2. He wanted me to play a year of footy in Perth instead of back home. And, it was at the start, I didn't really want to be there. And then I really got used to it. And it was the best thing for me by a long way. Nice. Way more exposure to East Perth, obviously. That would be a big ask to get me driving up for those 3 years. And it's a bit less of a drive from...
So you're only in Perth purely because your dad said... You're going up.
Yeah, he cracked he got unhappy with me one night and then brought it up, and then the next 2 weeks later I was having tours at Hale and didn't want to be there. I remember just driving home really upset that week, and then as I eased into it into the term. I mean, I got there, the first time I met anyone from Hale was a morning training with the ones. I met Chuck and Spewy, the coaches, and some great year 12s, and then some boys in my age in year 10, and we just clicked then, and that really set me up for being keen to go. Yep. And then, I mean, footy was a real factor that led me to going to a school like Hale. And
so you were straight in the ones?
No. I worked my way into the ones for one game in year 10.
Nice.
Had 3 touches and got dropped the next week. And then, year 11 was also pretty tricky, to be honest. Like, I missed half a season with the ones, half a season with the twos. But I was playing a bit of everywhere. Like, they had me on the wing at some point. I wasn't really cut out for that. And...
Swingman.
Mixing it up. Yeah.
And now you're East Perth captain. So I guess if it wasn't for your dad, maybe we would.
Yeah.
I mean, we might, maybe there was another path. But still, how have you found your first year out of school so far? Particularly with being able to devote your full attention to East Perth and not the PSA.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, I mean, always going to miss school footy. That was great. But it's a different sort of year for me. School was pretty intense, year 12. And getting out to East Perth was tricky. And then, a lot of attention on Hale. But this year, it's been very good. It's a bit of a drive for me and a few boys out to Beachborough where we train with the Colts. Bit of an ask coming out from uni. But, enjoying it. seeing a lot more of the boys 3 times a week instead of 1 time like I used to, and getting around them a bit more than I had the chance to in past years.
So coming into this year, did you think at all the captaincy would be a possibility?
Not really, no.
Tell us about finding out that you were the man to lead.
It's a big leadership group, so you've worked your way into that.
Yeah, so what I said, when I had to chat about it with the boys, and like there was literally, like I said, we have a team full of blokes that could have had that role. A lot of like players that are elite, there's leaders in there, there's blokes that people like get around and are drawn to. Myself, I feel like I've got the way that we voted in captaincy was everyone got a equal vote, and the coaches got involved and stuff. But I think my relationships with some of the boys that were new to it were a bit intense. We're a bit tense at the start, like getting to ease them into the sort of program and getting them involved. I think that made them sort of
drawn to you.
Yeah, not really. I don't think I'm in for my knowledge of the game. I don't pride myself on anything football related, to be honest. I think it's just like
mental.
Kind of. I don't know.
Would you say being a boarder in a way helped you with that? Because from my experience, the boarders are all like, I guess, so welcoming because they're welcoming new people into the house and whatnot.
Yeah.
So would you say that would help?
Well, when I moved it up in year 10, I had a bunch of new mates, like 40 blokes in my year, just straight into the group, and it was great. So that taught me how to be, you have to be vulnerable when you're walking into a boarding house full of year 10 boys. You're going to be, it's a big change from living back home. And you kind of do. It did change me a bit. So it helped me with my relationships there, all sort of footy.
Any type of leader you want to be?
I'd love to lead by example. There's people that say things and don't do them, and we've had a fair share of them around, not at East Perth, but just in general. And I'd love to, say I'm keen on something happening and working on getting it done and setting that example.
Well, the first of anything is usually nerve-wracking. So how about the speech before round 1? I can't remember how you went in the toss, but clearly both of those outcomes worked. With the toss as well, you won the game.
Came second in the toss, and we were sent.
Came second in the toss.
We were sent kicking north, which we wanted to kick towards the leady end. But I just got around the boys, said that we'd be kicking that way, coming in the last quarter, and they were happy with that. And had a few things to say, that we had a few things to show that week, and we showed some, and that was basically it.
So no prep; it was more just in the moment what you felt.
No, I'm not a big
planner.
Yeah, and I can tell you, good friend and former team member of the podcast, Luca Vinning. I don't think he probably won't be listening, but last year he had to captain a couple of our games last year as a vice captain. Had to step up. I can tell you his pre-game speeches were horrible. You would have thought you knowing him would have thought some decent speeches.
I can sort of imagine.
But he was horrible. Oh yep, boys, play hard. Let's get the result. Get on the beers. That was probably literally it. Like, come on, a bit more enthusiasm.
Sometimes you got to keep it brief though.
Yeah, sometimes the simple message, because I feel like no matter what you say, it's not going to do anything when it comes to that, when that ball's balled up. So it's you don't want to overdo it.
Yep. Hard to play favourites here, but have there been any teammates of yours so far that have either surprised you of flying under the radar or exceeding expectations after round 1 in the couple of pre-season games?
Yeah, he was never under the radar, but Cole Trinder's really stepped up all pre-season. He was my shout for captain coming into that sort of period. But anything pre-Chrissy, he actually stepped up so heavy. I mean, we versed him in PSA stuff, and I'd been playing with him for almost 2 years now, I think, at East Perth. But a whole nother level from Cole this year. Midfield ball at the moment. Yeah, and it's really good to watch from down back.
I want to say we have a new top 5 segment from the weekend that we do, top 5 performances. Your name was sent in. You didn't make the cut, so just keep doing what you're doing. I don't want to review the stats because that might come up in the quiz, but you could have been stiff there.
As always, next week.
But I'm sure you're one to not care too much about personal accolades as a captain.
Not huge.
It's going to be another 19 top 5s coming throughout the rest of the year, plus finals. So there's plenty of opportunities. We'll move on to the Instagram Q&As at Bray Ethan. You said you were keen for this, and a couple of people sent some stitch-up questions in.
Yeah, there might be. I don't know.
First one, Brody Delaney _ Who's the best player from Country's Junior Footy Club?
Well, Brody's an old mate from Country Junior Football Club. He's at East Perth now. He's in the Resi. Oh, he wants me to say him. There were some real guns coming out of Countries. We had a great run Picked up footy in year 6, I think, and then 6, 7, 8, 9 we would have been in grand finals, and won a fair share of them. The best, he'd love me to say it, is Fletcher Robbins, a gun from Countries. Even pre-year 7, I'd go Clancy Dennis. He's a big name up here, but he was a Countries boy, and he should never forget his roots. Big game. Leo Guthridge, he's with the Royals at the moment. And then Brodie Delaney.
Luke Hall at 4. Did you say I'll keep Cody Curtin scoreless?
No, but I could.
Yep.
If he's still playing Colts by whatever round that is, he's been having a good run. So
we said before, in our previous pod that we did, that 5 goals against Peel was almost underperforming. by what he's been doing.
Well, he kicked 3 on me in the PSA, and he had a day out. So I'd be nervous going up against him again. But gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, if you shut him down, you'll be doing your job for sure, and even better. _ Jed Bishop, best Ranger teammate.
Would have to be Sauce, my friend Sauce, which would be Jetty Bishop. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them out there. I mean, even last year, the skipper, Parks, good mate of mine. He's a great teammate, and big red beard from Hale School.
Big red beard.
Yeah, Hamish Regan. He's a great red-headed teammate. We got a few of them in East Perth, but Sauce has brought it up, so I'll say Sauce.
Mitch Murdoch, why do they call you the Package?
I was hoping this question wouldn't come up.
It came up a lot.
Yeah.
It's delivered a package.
There's a few. I don't know. I like to tell people some things, and then I think it just came. What do they call it when you have like the game of your career?
Blinder.
It's like a destiny game or a
breakout game.
Oh, something.
Coming of age.
Yeah, I had a good game in a pre-season game against Subi.
Career best.
Probably the best game I've ever played. Just in a practice match, no stats were taken or anything. And that was like my first game down back in Colts sort of region, and a good mate of mine, Oscar Banger, and some of the older boys labelled me that, and it kind of stuck. I'm not really sure why. I think it was just literally, I think it just came out of a good game. I don't know. They just said it,
There's plenty of worse nicknames to have.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, it hasn't stuck the way I would have liked it to. I mean, it's East Perth only at the moment, but
well, hopefully the package can deliver a cup.
Yes.
_ Andre Fortuna, best S&C in the game.
Yeah, so strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, okay,
and Andre's brought it up, and probably have to say Fishman himself. He's our S&C, good guy. He's a friend of the team, and he's also our S&C coach. So I was going to go with him.
I didn't know where that was going, because obviously my brain went straight away to S&C, but then it was said in the game, and I was like, well, is that something at East Perth footy?
Max _ Rossa _ AFL player you base your game off.
So playing down back, I'm in love with Tom Stewart. I mean, I'm a Cats fan, and
would have been happy last night.
Yeah, I was exactly. Except that he had gastro, so I couldn't watch Tommy. But no, he's a gun, and similar size, 6'3", and I love watching him play. He gets a bit of time in the middle, which I'm not allowed to do. But I'd love to play a bit like Tommy Stewart with the intercepting role and a bit of rebound footy. Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Max. Ross.
Max again. Favourite food.
Favourite food? It's a good one, Ross. At boarding we had some great meals. It's stepped up a bit now that I'm out of school. Probably pesto pasta.
Yeah,
it's a good pre-game,
underrated
pre-game carb loading meal, and it's my go-to when Mum makes it.
Quick to make.
Yeah.
Max is really coming through with the cliches. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Well, me and Ross have actually talked about this, which is a funny one. I said I'd love to be able to fly. And there's real no reason. I think it'd just be a great gift to have. His one was a bit whack, but we won't bring that funny out.
Okay. I think flying or being invisible.
They've
got to be the top two for everyone.
Yeah, and something that would make you rich, I reckon, like invisibility. Help you out.
You could do anything. Ultimate spy. Xavier.Lockwood. Guy has a love for horses, I've heard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So one time, Lockers and I went to Ascot. And I know when you go to the races, you're meant to put some money on, and I was just so intrigued by how noisy it was and how fun it was to watch the horses that I just stayed there all day, and the boys were all, on the punt.
Already left.
I was just enjoying it, watching the horses. Yeah,
that's good.
Good
in the moment.
When you're standing on the fence for the first time, you've never been in the races
it was brand
before,
new,
and you're hearing the horses go by.
Big things.
It's different.
Far out.
A lot of horsepower.
Different to the Busso Trolls, that's for sure.
Yes, for
Ascot,
sure.
Yeah.
Lockie McLeod, how do you feel being nominated to be the skipper?
Good. I'm very happy, very proud, and excited for the role this year. It's there's 8 of us in the leadership group, so it's not going to be a one-man thing at all. Just keen to being able to set an example, hopefully, and I don't want to say lead us to some wins, but be involved in some wins and have a good year.
You led him to a 5-goal bag.
Yeah, well, he led us to a win, to be honest. So yeah, great from Lockie. Yeah.
Chomp 3, 2, 1. Chompity chomp chomp chomp. What was it like facing me in cricket, Unk?
Chomp
3, 2, 1. Don't know who it is.
Yeah, Jacob Beamish. Do you know?
Beamish.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's his username.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Chomp. Yeah. Beamish. Beamo. Yeah. Busso legend. Beamo. He got me out. In C grade, I was probably year 8. He claims that he
senior cricket.
Yeah. No, we were struggling down in Busso. He was playing for Vass, and he claims that he bowled me. He tells everyone that he bowled me out, but it was a catch on the boundary. But yeah, you were a tough opposition bowler.
Would have been boy arms would have been the excuse there if you're a grown man.
Yeah, true.
Would have got it over the rope.
Exactly. The middle of the bat.
Flynn _ 7. What was it like living with, in commas, the Chin?
The Chin. Yeah,
Chin.
So Flynn was my captain of boarding. So yeah, this is boarding reference. And the Chin would be, he's mentioned a comment. Yeah, great. He was a good mate, Chinny. He was a different fella. He is a different fella. But yeah, living with the Chin was a great experience. I spent 3 years in boarding with him. Yeah, I don't know what he wants me to say.
Were you in the same room or just?
No, just we were just
boarding house?
just across the hallway from each other.
Nice.
But yeah, living with him is a big ask. But yeah, great fella. So
Zayden.25. Happy with the number you've been given this year?
Yeah, so I've never been a numbers guy. I wore number 36 for Hale. Didn't really give a rat's there. And this year I've been gifted someone would say a good number. I've got number 8. Geordie, our talent manager, did offer us whatever number we want, and I wasn't really fussed. I mean, I said, give me whatever, and he gave me a number 8, and that's Zayden's number from last year. So, yeah, it's a privilege to wear the number of a club legend in Zayd's. I think that's what he'd want me to say, yeah.
Now, I'm struggling with this. James
Taskanoukas.
Oh, James Taskanoukas, 11. Did you enjoy car rides earlier with me this year?
Yes, I did, Tasky. They were great
Was
fun.
that out to our time?
Yeah, so it was a big drive. So Tasky's in Swanbourne or something, and we would sometimes carpool through the city, and it was a long drive, 45 minutes there, and then 45 back, and we had some good chats. Good fella. There was I missed them, Tasky, if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Max Edwards, can you explain the Lawbury law for us?
God, this is stupid. So Max is a mate from uni, and we're studying a Bachelor of Laws, and there's a library for designated law students, and he's shortened it to the Lawbury for a shortcut. There's really nothing to it.
It works.
And he's got a problem. He actually goes around checking people's timetables to make sure that they're studying law, and if they're not, then he kicks them out. So he's a big dog on campus, and that's what he'd want me to say.
He says, can you define obiter dicta?
Obiter dicta is it's a Latin term used in law for a case. I can't even... That's the dumbest thing I've heard. Yeah, can't explain that. Skip that one.
Betty _ Weatherell 914.
Bede, yeah.
Yep, Bede. Butchered that. Ask him about Fergus and law school. He's a sweat at uni, ?
Okay, thanks, Bede. Fergus, there's a great pub down the road from uni, or it's kind of Notre Dame's in Freo. And then, they offer $5 burgers. So every Thursday, the boys and I get $5 burgers. These are good questions.
More than one.
Yeah, no, we get 1 or 2 because they're little. They're little ones, so they all stack up. But yeah, that's the Ferger. Chat.
Oscar Banger, is there anything you can't do?
No bangers, there's not. And I miss you.
Carter Bryant, pre-game routine.
Carter should know this. Before a game, I don't know, whack the headphones on while I'm driving. Once I get there, I go and chat to all the boys, and now especially this year, there's a bit more of a role involved there, and I get around them, see how everyone's going. And it's nothing really. I don't really think about it too much. I mean, I'm happy with Colts games at 9:15 in the morning. There's not much of a period there.
Yeah.
To wake up and go to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So pre-game, have a banana before I run out, and that's try not to cramp. That's my routine.
Get the salts up.
And you'll be versing a lot of Hale teammates from like Claremont and the like as well.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting if we get involved there.
Eddie Busby06. Did you apply the skills you learned from captaining that Hale's second 11 into your footy captaincy?
Yes. All right. So this is huge. So I was skipper of the, pride and joy of my Hale career would be the skippership of the twos in cricket. We were undefeated. I played there for 2 years, undefeated. Had a great coach, had some great teammates. Unfortunately, Eddie was in the ones. I was never really pushing ones. That's why they made me skip. Some things that I learned there have definitely infiltrated into my footy leadership, I'm sure. But it was a bit of a muck around in the twos. But very enjoyable. A bit different to this year.
Good to hear. That's what twos is all about.
Yeah.
Jack McLeod, how does your time at Hale stack up to East Perth?
It's a hard one. Very different sort of, culture around it. I mean, East Perth, you've got boys coming from many different backgrounds, and Hale, we're all one big group, and we're there 24/7 basically, especially as a boarder. As I said, I'll always miss my school footy, and I'll miss those boys playing with them. It was everyone says it, but PSA is great fun, and
Ashton Wright in the intro, you would have heard it before.
I did, yeah, exactly. So it stacks up well, but I'm onto more focus on East Perth footy now, as it seems, and I'm looking into the future.
You don't have any plans of heading back to Hale as a Year 7s coach or something?
Well, they actually are. A bit of bad luck. My trainings coincide with the juniors training, so I had to turn that down, unfortunately. Love to be there. I would love to get involved. But no, it doesn't work out that way.
James Barnard, who's your favourite bottom major?
He'd want me to say himself. But I think at the moment, he's like, I don't even know if I want to say double bottom major. No, he's bottom major, yeah. Garrison King is an absolute gun for us off half back. Jimmy Barnard as well. Love him, but he hasn't been playing at the moment. He's coming off injury, and he's working ways back in. But yeah, Gary's elite, electric off half back. Chops up every training, like he does not stop. And then in game, it's the exact same. Yeah, and he was great on the weekend for us. So yeah, I have to go with Gaz.
Smooth mover.
He is, exactly.
I'm just reading some of these from Kane Ramsey. Why are you so damn attractive?
I don't know, Kane. It's
muscles and genes.
I don't want to claim that. I don't know what you want me to say.
Straight back at him.
Good genes.
Exactly, yeah.
I think we'll move on. Some of these
yeah.
questions are borderline.
Well, when you're from a boarding house,
there'll be things in there.
You get a lot of borderline questions.
You can't be bringing them up.
Especially as a skipper.
Move on to the quiz. Only the 3 participants so far this year. Luca Grego sits lonely up at the top of the leaderboard on 11 out of a possible 14.
Okay. Jeez.
Liam Haskett finished up with 9, and Matty Spores, ex-Hale prodigy.
That,
Yep, he's on 8. So,
all right, so big shoes to fill.
Yep, 14 points, 10 questions. Wow. Question number 1: what is your height and weight on the Waffle website?
God, no, I'm going to suck at this. Jeez. I'll measure it at 190 at the testing, and I'm going to go that I was a bit skinnier pre-Chrissy, so 78.
Bang! 190, 178.
Yeah,
no, not 178, 78.
Yeah.
One from one. How many career Colts games have you played to date?
I'm pretty sure it was 8 going into this year, so 9.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
2 from 2 flying here.
That's good.
Question number 3. What was the margin you guys won by against Subi in round 1?
Jeez, we could go at the end there, didn't we? 20. Almost 20 points.
Yeah, an exact answer.
18.
21.
21, okay. Yeah, that was a tough one.
Question number 4. How many disposals did you have in this game?
I had 21.
Yep,
correct.
21. 2 questions in a row. 3 from 4. Question number 5. Was that the equal team high disposals? Which teammate... that was an equal high. Which teammate also had 21?
We actually, we get told not to check them after the games. There's more important stats. They always bring it up, but we all do. 21, me and Gaz.
Correct.
Yeah, Gaz King.
Wait, when they say don't check it, they're saying immediately after the game.
Yeah,
not like at all, right?
They say there's no rules again. They want to at home, but it's just there's more important things to be checking. They show us all these stats on a Thursday night, and there's all the things that are way more you could be kicking at 0%, 10%, but have 30 kicks. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
4. We're on 4.
4 from 5.
Okay.
Question 6, Ethan.
You versed Peel Thunder twice last year and had the same amount of disposals against them both times, personally. How many was this?
I remember I actually struggled against Peel. I wasn't getting touches. The first night was in the rain, so I'm going to go under 10. My lowest last year... 9.
Correct.
Yeah. 5 from 6. Question number 7. At the time of recording, you're versing Swan Districts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time that the Royals beat the Swans in the Colts?
Jeez. The Swannies have always been strong, I think. I'm wondering if it was 2023. Do you need a round? Because I'm not going to know a round.
Well,
We don't. We have the round, but...
yeah. Correct. 2023 round 1.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Right at the start.
that's what
So
we
it's
want.
basically a 2-year anniversary
Yeah.
tomorrow if you guys get it up. 6 from 7. We're flying here. Matty Spores is in danger. A heap of trouble.
Question number 8. True or false? You've never kicked a goal or a point at any level for East Perth, even in the futures. True or false?
True.
Correct.
True, I've never had.
You kicked a goal and a point for Southwest futures, so
Yes, I did. I remember.
maybe this is the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Get up
was
the ground.
Swing, man.
back in futures. I was everywhere around the ground, and now I'm pretty cemented down back.
Might
But
be
yeah,
a good
hopefully,
fall.
I'd love to. I actually had a chance in a pracky match recently, but I'm not going to count that.
I want to see a celebration if it happens, though.
Yeah, if
remember this
only.
moment.
Yeah.
The boys better get around you.
Oh, they.
7 from 8.
Cruise.
Question number 9. How many games did Hale's Ones win last year?
Ooh. We lost 3 out of 12. So 9.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is looking really good. 8 from 9 with 4 points up for grabs.
Okay.
And it seems gettable,
Mm.
this last question.
So, a bit about your origins. Name at least 5 players, a point for each, who are from the Southwest, aged 21 or under in the AFL.
In the AFL. Okay. Southwest is in where we start in Southwest.
What was it?
Bunbury.
Southwest region.
Bunbury and
you'd
below.
be Bunbury to Margaret River.
Bustleton is included.
Yeah. Okay. Ruben Jimmy.
Correct.
One.
Brady Hoff. Is he under 21?
Yep.
Yeah, well,
He-
it's 20,
he would
22,
be.
21 under, yeah.
Okay. Jimmy. Oh my God, it's gonna get me.
The last name.
Jai Amos.
Yeah, 3.
Yep.
3. Oh my God, Jimmy from Brisbane. Jimmy from Country.
Tunstall.
Jimmy Tunstall. Yeah.
4 and 1 more.
And you want one more. Can I go like Clay Hall? Is he below? Is he
Yeah.
Southwest?
Correct.
He'd
Yeah,
only
that's
be
5.
20, I think. Clay.
Yep, turning 20 this year,
That's
so
five.
it's
That's
5.
points.
Darcy Craven was also there.
Oh, of
as
course.
well.
How could I miss him?
But
East Perth.
that was, you got 5 before him,
That's
so
14. No, sorry, not 14. 13.
wow.
Is that solid?
It's a great start to the year.
Beauty.
How'd you find that? Do you think it would be easier, harder?
Oh, some of them I didn't think I knew, and then I just spat them out, and then I knew them. Yeah, I almost fumbled that last one with Jimmy Tunstall. Yeah.
Well,
Juffy, right,
I had to help you out because
Yeah, no, I
you
knew-
were saying
we-
Jimmy, you were saying Brisbane. So
else is it gonna be?
I
Yeah.
knew who
Yeah.
you were talking about, and yeah, I had
Oh,
to help you out there. So
Happy with
13 out of 14.
Yeah.
It's a very good score. Hopefully your uni assignments and whatnot can be as good as that.
If only.
Well, Max, all the best against Swan Districts tomorrow.
Thanks so much.
And
Yeah.
the year ahead. Thanks to Pegs. We'll catch you next time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.